Hey, it's Berta J. Come on into my kitchen with me today. We're not going to be cooking. I'm going to tell you a little bit about myself so that you'll know who I am and the backstory with all of these recipes and all these things that I'm doing. And you see me at this counter and at my stove. I've been married for 39 years and I enjoy cooking, have always enjoyed cooking. Taking recipes that I find in various places, magazines and newspapers, and changing them and turning them into recipes that are fit for us, for my family and for myself. And having 3 children, I gained a lot of weight. I'm going to show you a picture. I don't really share pictures like this of myself, but I'm going to show you this picture. This is what I looked like in 1993, and it was after I had my last son. And so when I saw this picture, like here recently, I was looking through some old pictures and I saw this picture and I thought, it looked like somebody stuck a hose in my mouth from a pump, an air pump, it was a pump it up, and I just got bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger. And I decided that I don't want to look like that anymore. Then this was a picture years after him. We had taken my daughter about 20 years ago. We had taken her to camp, and this is me here, still pretty big. So I played around with different diets. That's what all these books are, reading books, because I like to read. And I found out that these books are wonderful, but I think they're wonderful for the author. And maybe people do stick to these diets, but I couldn't. They just weren't the thing for me. And during this time, I became a believer in Jesus Christ and began to pray and really ask for his help. And I found out that when I really trusted him, and really believe that he can help me with just anything, he could even help me with this. And so I just brought him into my life, into this part of my life, and I asked him to help me, to show me the things I needed to eat. I got older. I began to go through menopause, and I had a lot of symptoms from being in menopause. I had hot flashes mostly, and I would sweat. It was very, very, very uncomfortable, so uncomfortable. And I didn't know why, so I started reading about why things like this happen. And I found out that meat, for me, it might not be for everybody, but meat could be a culprit, and so could dairy products. And I thought, what would happen if I could pull those out of my diet? Dairy products had always bothered my stomach, had always bothered me, but I didn't realize that it had. Because whenever I would eat a dairy product like milk, drink milk, or have yogurt, what would happen is that I would feel very nauseous, like I was going to throw up. But I had learned in my earlier years from my family that you could just go drink some water, you'll be fine. So that's what I did. I would drink water, and I would feel fine. But then when I ate the dairy product again, the same thing would happen. And so having learned that dairy might be a cause for this, that maybe I should just leave that alone. So I pulled dairy out of my diet, and the hot flashes got much better. But it wasn't until I pulled out meat, that's when I really noticed a big difference. Is I got rid of it and ate more beans, I ate more legumes and peas, and I found out that I really liked it. So I became a vegan at first. And then now I am a whole food, plant-based person. I don't use these books except for the information that I learned in them about eating that way. So I found out that as I pull that stuff out and I began to eat this way, I had some boring little meals. You eat rice, you eat beans, and have a vegetable on steam, something, broccoli on your plate or green beans. But then I started, because I always like to cook for my family, I decided I'd do that for me. And I found a lot of really, really good books with recipes in them about what I could do to cook those things that I ate. How could I put them together to make something that would taste really good? And so I played around with the recipes because I don't usually use a recipe the way I find it. I tailor it to myself. I found out that I really like doing that. And that's why I decided my friends would call me, get information from me about, well, what about this? What spice should I use? Should I use this or that? And I was on the phone a lot talking to them about how to cook. And my son, who does all the recording and editing, he just said, Mom, you're doing this all the time. Why don't you have a show on YouTube and you can share this information with more people and it won't be just your friends. And so I thought, I've always wanted to do that. Even when I was as large as I was in this picture, there was a pastor who let me teach a class. Even though I was that big, he let me teach a class at church on eating better and exercising, because he believed in me and he saw that it was something I always wanted to do. Standing in front of this camera, talking to you about eating better is really a blessing and an answer to a prayer that I had, a quiet prayer that I had in my heart. And so I hope the things that I show you how to cook and the things that I put on my show are recipes that you will try, because it's not the standard American diet. It is a better diet, I think. And you will get more vitamins and more minerals, and you'll get protein, and you'll feel better. The one thing that I realized too is that you need to be committed. You must be committed to what you choose to do. That's with anything. You know, if you want to, if you have something that you really want to do in life, you got to stay committed to it. And when you're committed to something, that means something else has to be put aside. You can't include this thing over here, which didn't help you. You have to exclude it when you're committed. When you decide you're going to be focused and you're going to be committed, you have to exclude something. And that's what I did. I excluded all the meats, and I excluded the dairy, and I excluded those things that just weren't in what I call the glass half full. And I'm so excited each week that we record something that I know that I'm going to be doing a recipe that I enjoy eating and that you would be able to enjoy cooking, because most of my recipes are pretty simple. Some of them can have a lot of ingredients, but most of them are pretty simple. But I really desire to see you reach your goals, stay committed. I'm not at goal yet, but if you keep following me, you're going to see me down at goal. So I wanted to just take the time today and not cook anything, but to share with you the story behind the cook, because I don't have a degree in anything related to cooking. I don't have a certificate, but I just love being in the kitchen and cooking and putting flavors together and different things, different types of foods together to make something else that could be really, really tasty. I enjoy mixing. You hear me say that all the time. I enjoy mixing. And I've been doing that since I was really young. You want to be encouraged? Keep watching my show. I'll keep encouraging you. Because if I can do it, with the help of the Lord Jesus, I have prayed and God helps me every day. If He can help me to get to goal, He can help you. But you've got to start doing the things in the natural. You've got to start eating the right things and exercising, drinking good water. Maybe give yourself, you know what you could do? I'll give you a challenge. You can do this for, say, 12 days, 2 weeks. Do it for 2 weeks, 14 days. Say, I'm going to stay committed. 14 days, not much to have anything. Stay committed to eating a good breakfast, a good lunch, and a good dinner. If you're hungry, go by your hunger. Learn when you're hungry. It's not, a lot of times you go to eat something and you really are thirsty, so drink some water first. But anyway, stay committed. See if you can stay committed to eating a better diet for 14 days. And then let me know. Send a message to me. Leave a comment below this video and let me know how you're doing. And I'll be on camera, and my son will be recording me, and I'll have videos, and you can watch me go down, 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 because I'm going to stay committed to this thing. You fall off the wagon sometime, everybody does, get back on. Don't stay off and listen to this voice in your head saying, oh, you can do it on Monday. Whatever the day was, that's what I heard for years. Oh, you can start on Monday. No. Don't start on Monday. Start the next meal. You messed up, accept that. You took the responsibility to go ahead and eat that thing, or do not exercise, or whatever it is. Get back on the wagon that very next meal. Okay? That's it. That's really what I wanted to share with you, so that you'd know the Berta J, who's not just cooking, but the Berta J who really struggles, probably just like you. But I have someone greater and bigger than me who helps me each and every day. And he can help you too. So that's it. I hope to see you next time. Bye for now.